guys, what's up? It's Olivia. Welcome back to another Bachelor episode recap slash review slash my commentary on this week's episode of The Bachelor. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. Champagne Gate is stupid, it should end, and we should never speak of it again. Next, his date with Victoria P. I thought it was so sweet and so cute. I know for me, that would be my dream date, to be able to go pick out a brand new pair of cowboy boots and then go line dancing. And I just love the fact that like Peter goes there all the time with his friends. So it was definitely like, if we lived here, this is what we would be doing. I actually like that, how this season, like since he does live so close, he is able to show the girls more of like, this is what life would be like if we got married kind of thing. So I really liked that. I thought the date was super duper sweet. I thought he was really like comforting and understanding and really awesome about when she was telling him about her past and her upbringing. And Victoria is one of those girls where at the beginning I was like, I don't really know what I think about her, but I loved her on this one-on-one. However, every time I see her in a new scene, like in the one-on-one, I was like, oh my gosh, she's cute, like who's this girl? But then later on, she looked like a completely different person to me. And it's not just like, oh, makeup or not, glasses or not, hair up, hair down kind of thing. Because obviously as girls, like we know people look different when you do that. But she looks like literally a completely different person to me every time I see her. So I don't know if there is like one aspect of her makeup that is making her look completely different to me, or if it's like her body movement and body language that just keeps looking so different to me every single time where I think it's a brand new person. Let me know if you feel this way at all or if it's just me. But anyway, I really liked the date. I thought it was really sweet. And yeah, I'm Team Victoria now. Let's talk a little bit now about the drama with ALAYAH. I think that's her name. I might be wrong, but we're gonna call her that for this video. Now, ALAYAH is one that I actually had really good vibes about the first night. She was the first one out of the limo. She seemed really like poised and put together and kind and confident, but we definitely saw a different side to her this week. So if you didn't watch it, they did show us some more of like footage from just when the girls were in the house, and she was definitely behaving more like a young college student who likes to party a lot kind of vibes, and then like turn it on for the dudes. Yeah, so that was weird. And again, this is the very first season where I've looked at the girls and noticed a huge difference between the ones that are 22, 23, 24 versus the ones that are like 27. What I also find interesting is that Peter is really attracted to the ones that are like 27, have careers, have lives, have lived experiences. And again, it's very interesting how the several girls who are really young, the plastics as I like to call them, McKenna, Hannah Ann, and what's her face, ALAYAH, they all do kind of seem to like already be in that world of like modeling, fashion blogging, social media, pageantry, and everything they do does seem to be very, again, I don't want to use this word that Kelsey used, she said calculated, but it just does very much seem like there's a huge possibility that, yeah, they're on this to try to find love, but they are definitely open to what's gonna come, being a social media influencer, being on Bachelor in Paradise, being the next Bachelorette, etc. So, I don't know. I think it's just very interesting when you look at the behaviors of those girls versus the rest of the women there. Now, during the group date, Sydney told Peter, hey, there are some girls here that are kind of fake. They're one way when they're back at home with us, they're a different way when the camera turns on, they're a different way with you, then like da-da-da-da. And like, I don't know, again, usually when someone brings stuff up like that, they get sent home. She did not get sent home, but I feel like if she keeps bringing it up like every week, then he will just send her home. But then Peter did something I could not believe that he did. He then sat with all the girls and called Sydney out and said, Sydney, who were you talking about? Peter, can't do that. So then ALAYAH was like all offended and stuff, and she was like, does anyone else think that about me? No, okay, it's just you. Why would you like mess with my relationship like that? And like, I understand her anger, but also like Sydney didn't go to him and be like, ALAYAH's being fake. He's the one that like called Sydney out in front of everybody and asked about it. So gosh, that was a disaster. And then the next day, instead of doing a rose ceremony, instead of doing a cocktail party before the rose ceremony, they were doing a pool party. One, it looked kind of cold. I was like, why is he showing up in a sweatshirt and shorts if this is supposed to be a pool party? So I think it was a little too cold to go swimming, but warm enough to like if you were laying in the sun. Anyway, actually took the time. He was really like upset about this, so he was talking to the individual girls and saying, do you feel like anyone's kind of fake? And a bunch of girls were bringing up that Alayah was different when the cameras were on versus when they were off, how her voice changed, how she did say she would be open to any opportunities that being on the show provided. And then Victoria P, the nurse he went on the date with, told her, yeah, Alayah and I actually know each other outside of this, and she asked me to not tell producers that we knew each other. So then Peter, who's a dum-dum, went and told Alayah that a girl was saying that she was manipulated by Alayah to tell the producer something. Okay, Victoria never said the word manipulated. So like if you want to use those words, fine, but now you're using those words and now tying it back to a girl's name. I don't think that's okay. And then Alayah's explanation was, well, I didn't know if we knew each other, if they would kick us off the show and not let us come on simply because we knew each other. That explanation makes perfect sense to me, okay? Like, I see that, I get that. I don't think it's necessarily lying, it's just like holding that back so that you don't get kicked off the show for something stupid like that. Unless they straight up ask them, do you know any of these other contestants? Anyway, I think it's really messed up how Peter kept like calling girls out and then telling Alayah, oh yeah, these girls are the ones that said X, Y, and Z about you. Tell me what your thoughts are on her down in the comments below. Do you think she's fake? Do you think she was acting a certain way? Or do you think, I don't know, she just... Because then on the other hand, it's like, well, people can be multifaceted and like you are different in different situations. So it depends. Are you just like changing yourself slightly, or are you putting on an entire act versus how you are at home? I think that does make a difference. So I don't know, we'll see. But I was super, super shocked that he sent her home. And I'm disappointed that he's gonna bring her back and she's gonna show up next week. So when people are making decisions, you go back and forth, think about the pros and the cons of each one, and then there's sometimes something called post-decision dissonance, which means you're still like really messed up and now you're like, oh my gosh, I chose not to, I don't know, date this person, buy this car, whatever. Now I'm thinking all the positive aspects of that, what I'm missing out on, and then also thinking this thing that I did get, well, there are all these like negative things. So sometimes our brains will try to like calm us down by then only focus on the positive things that we bought or person we dated, whatever, and only the negative things about the one that we didn't choose. So that's how our brain kind of like calms itself down. But something that they found was if the decision is a final decision, like all sales final kind of thing, you're much happier with your purchase like a week later than if it's not final. If you can go back on it, even though we think, oh, I would love to have my options open, you're actually less happy if you do. And so I feel like this definitely played into his like decision-making process. We saw after he sent her home, he was experiencing that post-decision dissonance. Did I do the right thing? Yes, there's all these red flags about her, but I really like her and feel a connection, which, pause, by the way, every single season there's someone where it's like all the girls or all the guys feel a way about someone, and then the bachelor or bachelorette is like, oh, but I feel this connection, blah, blah, blah. Like, do you really want to marry someone who can't get along with other people of the same gender as them? Like, I don't know. I think that is a really big red flag, and like, yes, you have to make your own decisions and not just base it on what everyone else is saying, but also people should be able to get along, and if no one likes your wife, like, that's not gonna end well for you. Anyway, back to his decision. I think he was feeling really mixed up, and then also since like he's a bachelor, he can do whatever he wants, he could decide to keep her there. So you know how he was like, oh, I don't know if I want to let her go yet, blah, blah, blah. We saw in the previews that she comes back next week. So according to my psychology textbook, he's not going to be satisfied with the decision to send her home. And he's going to be thinking about that and yeah, need to see her again, as we see that he did. We also saw next week that Victoria F, I think, she gets a one-on-one date, and they actually go to a Chase Rice concert, who is a country singer. Again, love that Peter loves country music. Knew I loved that guy. But anyway, this is another example of how the producers are doing Peter dirty. When the finalists are at finalist weekend doing their psych evals, their interviews, going through questionnaires, they have to list out who they've dated, how long they dated, how intimate they were, their contact information, like all of that stuff. So the producers knew that she dated him. Same thing with the Champagne Gate. I know I said it was done, but like the producers clearly are the ones that did that and led Hannah to that specific thing of champagne. So anyway, I think it's horrible how this game, like this show, it is kind of a game. They're not just letting Peter like date people and choose his wife, but they're also like actively trying to sabotage it. I think that's very, very messed up. Also kind of funny to me is Victoria in the last episode on the group date was like, oh, I just want to be seen, I just want to be seen, I want to feel seen. And Chase Rice, his like, the song that like makes him big is called Eyes on You, and it's basically about him and his girlfriend, wife, whatever, like traveling the world, and they've gone to like Times Square and up and down the coast and like da 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 da, but the whole time like she was still the most amazing thing. Like no matter where they went, like yes, it's a beautiful sight, but like to him she's the most beautiful sight, so like he was focusing on her. So I don't know, like that was just kind of funny to me that she was like, oh, I want someone to actually see me, and like her ex-boyfriend is known for a song that's literally like, I see you. So let me know what your thoughts are below on this week's episode. Let me know if you see a difference between the women that like have careers and jobs and the ones that are younger. I definitely think that the show has changed where people do go on it just for fame, just to be a social media influencer. Let me know if you feel that way as well. And let me know if Victoria P looks different to you in every single scene that you see her in, or if it's just a me thing and I need to just learn what she looks like. Okay, hope you guys had a wonderful day. So sorry this is so late, but I just watched it last night and now I'm filming, editing, and uploading all today. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Keep your mind out loud. I will see you guys next time. Bye!